You say it's in a good matchup. He doesn't feel too comfortable in this matchup. He said, oh, if I can dodge one player, then should be happy. I want TH in the final. Happy sees it the exact same way, just like the opposite way.
Yeah.
He wanted to dodge all the orcs. He had to face one orc before. That was Infi, but Infi plays completely different from all the other orcs, so we can't take that as an example of how strong Happy really is in this matchup. Going into this tournament, I felt Happy is the weakest versus human. He overcame the strongest human. And yeah, WGL, Happy and Orcs. That was the only series that he lost in summer when he became the world champion for the first time, when he came to Shanghai for the first time. That was focused. He got his revenge right away, and he also defeated Lin last time. But that's a different one. That is not the same Lin we see here. Meteoric rise of June Park since September. There's no one who can beat him.
Yeah, he's on top of the ELO ranking, first place with the highest score in the international ELO ranking ever, looking so damn strong. Now Happy, the returning champion. 2 Gold League attendances in the final twice in a row. Nobody has had a debut even close to as successful as Happy has had. He has been reigning over Europe as the emperor for a long time, and last season when he first came to China, he got his conquest here as well and may continue his reign. But Lin is going to be one of his toughest challenges yet.
Yeah, and if you ask the people here, they see Lin as the favorite. They think he's unbeatable. But Happy is the one to defeat the unbeatables. He has this X factor. He has the greatest control in all of Warcraft. Is Lin close second?
I would say so. If we have to choose someone, what we have seen this man accomplish, perfect control at all times, perfect knowledge of when to engage, when not to. And this is just going to be such a pleasure to see these two go head to head.
This is by far the best Warcraft that we've seen all year from these two players, and now they're clashing. It's a fight of the titans.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to who's more patient, who does less mistakes. I think it's less about doing these crazy builds and having these great timings. Just who can keep his nerves together now.
I think so too. This is the grand final. I don't think we're going to have too much crazy variation. It's going to be all execution based. Who is going to crumble under the pressure? Normally, neither does. Lin, as well as Happy, if they're looking in good shape, they will perform on stage. Nerves, not really an issue for them normally. We see the bans. Twisted Meadows, vetoed by Happy, and AZ, vetoed by Lin.
Okay, so Happy decides to go for Last Refuge and Northern Isles. Lin, Concealed Hill, and Terraner Stand. We start on Echo Isle. Also pretty standard, I would say. Maybe AZ, not so much.
Yeah, AZ kind of an interesting veto. Many orcs will go for Last Refuge instead. Can be tough to creep on. AZ is pretty good early, but Lin mostly plays triple hero. Mostly wants to get his Blade Master Shadow TC combo online, and AZ is a small map. Not many creeps really to rely on, so especially leveling up the TC, not so easy. Neither is that the case on Echo Isles though. Another thing about Echo Isles, really good for Farseer expansions. And that is, I guess, the big question here. Is Lin going to play the Farseer Expo once or twice? Or is he going to stick with the Blade Master through it all?
Yeah, that is the big question in the early game. I think from Happy, we can expect the one build that he always plays. But Lin will be the one to decide the pace of the early stages. Lin has never won this tournament. In Gold Leagues, this is like what WCG is to Moon, the one thing he cannot win. His first appearance was the most successful one. He has a silver medal to his chest. He was in one Gold League final, but he failed. And also against an undead who was quite the phenomenon, still is, but it was 1-2-0. Happy. Is Orc really his weakest matchup? Many people think so. He went to BREC, an offline tournament, was not too long ago, and he was eliminated by Fly.
Yes.
That left many people with big question marks. This cannot happen again.
That was a 2-0 as well, and yes, it was somewhat close, somewhat competitive, but all in all, Fly was doing that rather convincingly.
Alright, we are loading in map number 1. This is one best of 5 for $35,000 and the World Championship. For Happy, it would be a back-to-back win. He could be the third one to accomplish that after 1-2-0 and after TH. Can the West claim the championship twice in a row? Or will it be the second Korean winner in Lin for the first time here for him? It's Lucky Future versus Newbie. It's Undead versus Orc. Russia versus Korea. Happy versus Lin. Let's go.
This half year, guys, this last half year has all been leading up to this moment. This is our biggest tournament. This is our most hyped match. And this is going to be the biggest title that these two players can achieve in this World of Warcraft 3. So, what's going to be the first hero choice? This is going to be a big tell already for this series. No Farseer. If we don't see a Farseer here, perhaps we won't see it anyway. But this is going to be a nice long one. This best of 5. Lin starting off with a standard, and Happy, of course, standard as well, as always.
It's also a great Blade Master map. 10 spots where you can find Claws of Attack. Windwalk is really good to claim map control that you need here, because it's going to be a lot about hero focus, and there's only one shop, there's only a limited amount of invul potions, so it is understandable that Lin is going for this. He has played a lot of Farseer in this tournament. That was, of course, against Human. Will we see it again? In Grand Finals, by the way, it is a little surprising. He was in 25 Tier 1 tournament finals. He only won 11. That is, of course, yes, you can do the math, below 50%. I expected it differently. Maybe on the biggest stage, the nerves are getting to him in the end. Happy, 1 Grand Final, 1 win, 100% efficiency.
Yeah, his performance here at Gold League has really been impressive. Didn't choke under the pressure. That really never seems to happen to Happy. If there's one thing he's got under control, it's his emotions. And
speaking of emotions, he was smiling a lot after the semi-final. A thing that I've only seen after last year's Grand Final, not only on stage, not only in the interviews, but also during the picks and bans. This is something new for Happy. It feels like he starts to feel comfortable here.
yeah, perhaps he's even enjoying himself. I would certainly imagine so. Shanghai has been really good to him. First place last time, second place this time. That is already basically $50,000 for him guaranteed in, what was that, 6-7 months now.
In 6-7 months, and you know his entire career earnings before WGL summer? $50,000. So he could double.
And then he doubled it.
He could double his prize money in 2019. For Lin, he's still trying to catch up to Moon, who is quite some money ahead of him. But that could be a big, big, big move to catch up.
Interesting creep here by Lin. Takes out the 2 Berserkers for the level 2. Delays the Ogre Mauler a little bit with the Grunt to take a little bit less damage. Serious min-maxing here in the creep route by him.
In general, this matchup is a lot PvE, a lot of creeping, a lot of keeping to yourself and trying to get your heroes to the state where they need to be. And then these big, heavy Tier 3 explosive fights. Maybe one player or another tries to sneak an expansion in, especially the Orc.
Yeah.
And that was, for a long time, Lin's weakness. We've seen him trying to expand with tiny Great Halls, and Undeads have shut that down. Speaking of shut that down, here he denies the next creep. So with the improved scouting in the scene, this should, on paper, hurt Lin a little more. But maybe he found a way to even out his weakness.
Yeah. In general, Happy has been pretty fond of expanding the last couple of months against Orc. Not just counter expansion, but proactive 45 to 50 supply expansions. I've even seen expos before 3rd hero, which still looks pretty greedy to my eye. There's a Wand of Lightning Shield, by the way. This is a new classic, creeping the Murloc camp with a Wand of Lightning Shield. I'm sure we're going to see it here as well. Oh, and Snare makes this a little bit suboptimal.
This is already big, because it is on Happy's side of the map, and Lin creeps it, stealing this camp away. Especially in this matchup, where it's so much, especially for the Orc, about the Tier 3 hero levels. The level 3 TC is maybe the deciding factor in the entire matchup.
Yeah, that is a big late game advantage for Orc. That plus Tiny Great Hall are big advantages. TC, 3rd hero, if he gets to level 3, is extremely strong. Dark Ranger level 3, pretty good. Pit low level 3, pretty good, but TC is exceptionally good. Especially since Happy doesn't really like playing Dark Ranger much anymore, unless he goes for the late game Frenzy transition. That is something that Happy is capable of. It's a TC second.
Blade Master into TC, into early Warmill. What is this by Lin? Does he bust out a new build against Undead as well? Ensnare's coming. Happy still not level 3. That's problematic. Blade Master got that for the prolonged Wind Walk. More duration and more damage.
And we saw this build before by Lin, playing without healing from a shadow and without Spirit Link. Always really dangerous. Heroes always in trouble. And normally what ends up happening is if the fight extends beyond 1 minute, you have to abandon because you simply don't have healing and everything's about to die. Happy scouts this early. That's a big deal. With the skeleton, sees the second hero choice. And Lin has been trying to make this work quite a bit, but I'm not sure that it has been working out too well. But he's going to try it again here. And we'll see how it works out.
And especially against Happy, who we just saw in the semi-final. The spread of the Fiends against the Thunderclap, who has an insane, or which has an insane range, he just dodged it. And I can definitely see that. He did that in 2009. There's several highlight clips about that. And he can do that, I guess, in 2019 as well. The items so far, not so heavy on the Blade Master when it comes to damage. DPS is okay. Ring is okay. Happy already has a very good inventory for the Lich. And the Ring is always nice to have against physical damage, which is what the Orcs mostly have. No tier 3.
Yeah, Lin trying with the tier 2 expansion. There was Peon moving south already. This was seen by Happy and seen again with the skeletons, but the expansion is still coming up. And it was a little bit delayed, but not much at all. And DK plus Lich were running across the map for a long time, not creeping anything. Look at the experience difference. 2.5 TC, level 1.0 on the Lich.
Yeah, that's pretty much nothing. He already crept the mercenary camp. Happy took away the natural for him. So Lin's side of the map kind of empty. The major difference here being the mercenary camp, which is also the biggest item on the map. And Lin is getting ready to jump onto him. Has a speed scroll. One to get in, one to get out. But Happy is quicker. Claws +9. This Lich is already a beast.
So, Ensnare's flying, going for the Fiends right away. Happy's close to the main. Could bring in the Ghouls if he wants to. No split at all against this Stomp. Surprising to see. Oh, the one of Mana Steal coming in big. That means the DK doesn't have mana for the next coil. And the Lich getting surrounded.
Oh, wow.
Has to transfer the TP to get him out of that situation.
Lin is such a beast, and he's showing it here. Happy playing a little with fire. If there's a critical strike, the Lich might die. But a nice early engagement during the expansion. Lin ahead of Happy after the first engagement.
It was one grunt for one Fiend, but also a lot of mana being asked, being drained by both sides. DK out of mana, TC, only one Stomp left.
I'm really surprised that Happy didn't dodge these Stomps better. There was 3 Fiends in the first one, and both heroes in the second one.
Oh, good job by the Blade Master, not letting these Ghouls run by towards the expansion for free.
So effective against TH already. We've seen this against Focus as well.
And Lich doesn't have Nova yet. Makes dealing with these little run-by plays really tough. And Lin is playing it smart. He's got the expansion up across the map. If Happy goes towards that base, he's going to run into the main. Tower's going to finish. Expansion about to finish. And this Lich, not starting off with creeping, not getting level 2 right away, is hurting Happy. Going for the counter expansion now, which is seemingly very late.
Okay, goes for Temple of the Damned as well. Blade Master finds new targets. Once the level 4 and the Raiders come in. I wouldn't be too surprised if we have Pillage here. Keep Happy busy. Don't let him unfold his play. That's the game, or the name of the game.
If the Blade Master now can go south and cancel the expansion. Oh, it's a sacrificial pit, actually.
Okay.
That is quite rare to see.
Happy also losing some mining time. Lin... Oh, the Berserker. He knows it now. No, but that opens up the main, and so many Raiders. already, plus the Kodo for extra damage. The Slaughterhouse falls. Happy is already under so much pressure and seemingly has no answer yet.
Lin playing this really smart. Really smart. Blade Master could go down south and look for the cancel. That's exactly what he's doing. Shade is trailing him. But
Good
guess what?
damage.
That means the rest of the army in the main isn't being contested.
And there's
killing
still
more buildings.
Important last hit. Lich level 1.9. So the Altar is gone and the Slaughterhouse is gone. Lin has 1,200 gold. Now taking to tier 3. Could be a chance of Happy as Lin if Lin is too greedy, but the Korean immediately, as I say this, jumps into upkeep and goes for items, spending his gold.
Nobody bought an invul yet, which blows my mind.
Yeah.
Really surprising for me to see, but okay.
TC is also not level 3 yet. That is an issue for Lin. There's still the Murlocs. Both Murloc camps. Happy is checking for the marketplace. First Destroyer is out. Will not be followed by many. As the Slaughterhouse is down.
Shade is giving valuable intel here. Happy knows now his base is safe, at least for the next minute or two. Blade Master, though, being sent away again, looking for a few more kills. Sniping some acolytes here could be very beneficial to him. Lich's damage is no joke.
Plus 26. Plus 26 damage. How often have we seen a Lich being the carrier? Now Lin goes for Invul and Heal Scroll.
And the problem here is, for Lin, he doesn't have a healer. There's no Shadow Hunter.
There's double Heal Scroll now. A lot of gold. The Haunted Gold Mine is finished. Yes, Lin can snipe the acolytes, but the building is ready. Another snipe by Happy. Slowly but steady finding his way into the series. We do have Nova now as well. Good control, the TC. Here are the splits by Happy. This is exactly what we meant before. TC finds 2 targets now, but it's way better than in the previous engagement. An instant kill as well. Another Fiend might fall, but the Raider... Oh, Heal Scroll. Very nice by Lin. Searches for another angle to attack, to use the Stomp on. There we go. Double disable on the heroes again.
Lots of piercing damage now against these destroyers. They're getting ensnared, and one of them is certainly going to fall here pretty quickly. Happy not going for the heroes at all, losing all of his army in the process, as it seems. Only the DK and Lich are left. No ensnare to control them anymore. But level 4 for the Blade Master. More damage now from him as well. It looks like Lin has hit a really good timing, which Happy just wasn't ready for yet.
No tower at all, no Ziggurat, no slow. What can Happy do? He was in a desperate situation against TH already. He needs exactly that now. Double Kodo, Wyvern even, the Headhunters. The TC still has mana left, and he stuns both again. The Blade Master comes in with a backstab, and Happy loses his damage dealer. This seems to be game already. Lin continues his dominance that he had throughout the entire tournament. Wow. Echo Isles goes to the Korean.
And like that, Happy has not won a map yet this tournament. He was outplayed kind of from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Lin had a great plan right there. Not having a Shadow Hunter wasn't even punished in any way. Happy never really got strong enough. The Lich had an insane inventory, but very late on level 2. Never got to level 3. And only Fiends and Destroyers. No Banshees, not even a third hero. Counter expansion was not quick enough to make a difference there.
Great play by Lin. He had Happy throughout the entire game where he wanted him to be. Whenever Lin wanted to rise into the base, Happy wasn't there. Whenever Lin was attacking the expansion, Happy wasn't there. One engagement on the left-hand side, these 2 stomps made a big difference. That was the moment when Happy fell behind heavily. And then, of course, couldn't punish the expansion anymore. And once the Orc has an expansion up, you are in trouble.
And I think one mistake strategically that Happy kind of keeps making in this matchup is giving the Blade Master free reign of the early. Happy prioritizes creeping himself, which obviously is beneficial, but the Blade Master hitting level 3 as early as he did is so good for Orc. You can always easily solo creep the second hero then, with a Blade Master with a level 2 Windwalk securing the map for you. That means TC quickly gets to level 2, gets quickly to level 3 after that. We saw other undead players like 1-0 before trying to be more aggressive, not give the Blade Master so much free reign in the early game. But here it is. Lin takes the 1-0 lead, and we go into map 2, Northern Isles, as our next one.
Yeah, this kind of indicates what the statistics say as well, because Historically, it is 11-1 in favor of Lin. The only time Happy could beat Lin was this summer here in Shanghai. 22-4 maps. That was their only encounter on patch 1.31, so maybe the old wins doesn't say too much, as Undeads have always struggled against Walk a lot. But this also shows that Lin always knew how to treat Happy, how to engage with Happy, maybe dodge the direct fights for a long time until you have this little bit of an advantage.
Yeah.
Play it again. Also, Echo Isles, one of the best maps for Lin. This and Twisted. So maybe one of the good Lin maps is out with that, and Happy can start his series now.
Yeah, Echo Isles, especially early game creeping for Blade Master, is really good. You can snipe with a lot of claws, pretty easy camps to take. Creep Jack's not too scary. Ogre Magi snipe, also really nice. Merchant early on is tons of experience. Lin made really good use of that map, the way it's set up, especially in the early. Plus, of course, really good second hero creeping, really easy expansion, so a lot of things are pretty beneficial to Orc on Echo Northern Isles now. That is Happy's counter pick. Is going to be a little bit different. Blade Master not going to have so free of a way to level 3. I wonder if Happy perhaps is going to try to play more aggressively against that. I think he should, but again, it's normally not so much Happy's playstyle. Usually Happy power creeps up himself early and is going to be happy trading experience with the Blade Master.
Yeah, completely different from how he approaches the human matchup. This map also, one shop only, also a marketplace. This can be interesting if it goes very long range.
Very long.
If it becomes a very long game, then we might get auras in the marketplace and, of course, the consumables in the marketplace as well. Lin respecting this Acolyte a lot. Happy slows him down. Crit first to increase the speed a little of this creeping. Gloves of Haste for Happy.
With the Acolyte sacrificing himself, Happy is creeping this a little bit faster. Just that tiny amount. Double green lines up perfectly with the level 2. That is the creep route we see most players going for. And then the question is, Happy, is he going to continue creeping or not? His inventory already looking good for the Lich. More attack speed, more intelligence. Always welcome. And here comes the level 2.
Then using the first heal selves. There we go. For him a little bit more HP. That's about it so far. Happy. Oh, is this the 1-0 special where you go for the...
Let's go for the Ogre Magi.
Yeah, it's the Ogre Magi though. 1-0 plays it a little differently. He goes to the Scorpions on the left-hand side. This item can be super powerful, and stealing it away from the Orc has great value. But it feels like Lin is doing the same.
Yeah. Blade Master bought the slippers, which is pretty nice. Oh my god. Lich is going to be happy with these items.
And stealing the Claw +9 away from the Blade is a big deal. This can spiral completely out of control with Critical Strike later. Then this item would do like 36 damage on his own.
That's not a clause.
Nope. Could be a pendant, but I'm not too sure with the Chinese item names.
Ring of Regen again, it seems.
Okay, that's very good for Blade Master early, but oh. Didn't get it.
I'm not sure who got it, actually.
It's
quite a bit of damage on the experience on the DK. And damage on the DK. He bought another clause of attack.
and the Grunt is falling.
Yep, that one's gone.
Never lose a Grunt in the early game.
Question is the Fiend going to be traded for this?
He should have
Grunt
another
block.
core maybe. Oh, nice sidestep by Happy, anticipating this as another Grunt coming in. Happy has a coil. Is it still enough though? It's only level 1 coil. Using the speed scroll for it. The aura is of course helping a little, but the damage should be enough. Critical strike as well. Here comes the Fiend, but not enough to block.
I'd say that's kind of a beneficial trade for Happy though. It was a speed scroll and a lot of mana on the Blade Master.
Yeah.
And a 1-for-1 trade in the end. And the thing is, ideally you want to solo creep Shadowhunter or TC on tier 2. And with only 2 grunts, that's really hard to do. Lin is probably going to remake a grunt now, something that he doesn't really want to do ideally.
Happy already at 30 supply. This item is really crazy. He's playing it. Oh, Shadowhunter this time. Okay. Looks a little more normal, but again the early war mill. Is he just getting fast reinforced defenses for the towers and to protect the burrows, as expansion is such a vital part of his game plan?
A player's forces are under attack.
Normally when you play Shadow, you always go tier 3 right away.
Yeah.
TC nicely supports the mass tier 2. Is a big camp, by the way.
Heal wave first, no hex. Oh! Speaking of healing, Vampiric Aura, 20% lifesteal on melee attacks, and that goes for the Blade Master, of course, as well. Level 3 for both first heroes. Coil level 2, Windwalk level 2.
Lich comes out, and is going to be greeted to quite a nice new inventory. Wow.
Ooh.
Double Peon, Expo plus Tower right away.
But that is 30 supply expansion.
Yeah, and that's, what is that, like
Are under attack.
500 gold being spent.
Whoa, this is ultra greedy.
Yeah. It's like
Happy might not expect this. If this goes unpunished,
a creepjack at the marketplace could buy him the time for the Expo.
Reveal.
Oh, big reveal.
wow.
Really big reveal.
Happy with the star senses. Not starting this. Blade Master down to 50%, but the Ring of Regen is helping him, and the self, of course, as well.
Important
But
not to
this
get it
is
cancelled.
all time for Lin. He might find a genius timing once again. Going for Raiders, going for the fast reinforced defenses. Tier 3 by Happy only at 60%. This is, though, the early
Fast
Temple of the
yeah.
Damned that we haven't seen on Echo Isles.
And early Banshees plus a third hero against tier 2 Orc is ultra strong. Then it's going to get this camp. One of the wind.
Ooh.
These drops looking pretty good.
Disables the DK, prevents coils, prevents healing, maybe enables 0 kills for Lin.
This Lich inventory is pretty insane though.
Does Lin want to fight straight up? I doubt that for the moment. Pillage coming in, yeah. And reinforced defense is finishing.
We know what kind of game this is going to be, guys.
Yep.
A lot of run-bys. Oh, if the altar falls, that means no third hero. Spirit Tower finishing up.
No repair at all.
Shadowhunter doesn't have level 2 heal wave,
No.
only level 1.
No TP yet. Okay. Prioritizes the creeping. Ring +4.
That is level 2, that was a big one. Oh, shop gonna be falling as well. That means no statues.
No statues indeed. He prevents the repair with Ensnare. And again, 2 buildings down
Oh, is
in
this
Happy's
It's a
place.
cancel though.
But, exactly, he finds it. And that means Great Hall denied, with Lin being at 41 supply. Quite some damage in the main was taken as well. 2 Raiders soup below. Grunts are falling, ghouls are falling for it. Coil invested, but saves it. Quick reactions on multiple screens.
But if Happy doesn't have to use the TP here to keep his base safe, this is really good for him. This game plan for Lin was distract and get the expansion up. The downside is your tech is going to be weak, but you're going to have the expansion. But if the expansion doesn't finish, that is the game plan not working out.
Okay, 2 more peons falling. This is Lich level 2. This is Nova. Blade Master is level 3. Okay, but the important level is level 4 for the late game, for Critical Strike 2.
And now positionally, Lin is also in an awkward spot. He has to go back to the main. Everything is just too hurt.
Oh yeah, he has no healed selves anymore. And only level 1 heal wave. Blade Master is trying to cancel the shop again to prevent the Orb of Corruption. This was a nice surgical strike. Oh, claws +6 again. The Lich
Happy
is
lost,
surreal.
Happy lost a fiend to creeping there over here. That's a rare mistake. Was looking elsewhere. In the main, of course.
Maybe
Jesus Christ, that is
yes, +24 and 2 gloves of
He
haste.
kind of needs a Dark Ranger to make use of these items, or Pit Lord, because he needs Orb and ideally Invul on the Lich. He has to give some of these items away.
Yeah. Pitlord can be really good if you give him the claws of attack for cleave attack. We saw that against Focus. Headhunters very susceptible to this AoE right clicks.
Level 3 Shadowhunter Hawk. That
Okay.
is desperately, desperately needed.
This is a lot more normal for this matchup. There's a lot of creeping, there's a lot of gearing up,
A player's forces are
and
under
everybody is just waiting to be safe. With Lin making these tiny little attacks. Tier 3, not ready yet.
He either has the money for a tiny,
Yeah, 1,000 gold for Lin again.
but it would be kind of greedy. His army is really weak at the moment. The heroes are good, but the raiders are only good for ensnaring, and grunts do fall off quite a bit in the late game.
Is he going for the red spot already? I haven't seen the Wand of the Wind yet. Even if the undead army is coming in, it can be really dangerous. He's getting it. He has one good aura already. Make it 2.
It is. Oh, no, it is actually. Bossing battle drums, but
Well.
that does not stack with the
Player's
Kodos.
forces are under attack.
Wait a minute. Frenzy Ghouls! I talked to him about Frenzy Ghouls!
Okay, 4 Frenzy Ghouls coming in. The Nova doesn't connect and speed scroll out. Can he get a surround or something? Nice and snares to disable them. They can be as fast as they want. If they're under a net, they don't move.
The best counter to ghouls, of course, is TC. And this game, a TC is super late. Dreadlord.
Whoa.
Dreadlord with sleep.
Okay.
And that's a nice counter to the TC. And if you get to level 2, you get the aura as well. Ghouls don't do... with Frenzy, they actually do pretty decent damage.
Yes.
They're going to have a little bit of healing here over time.
Yeah, Carrion Swarm doesn't seem to make that much sense. Maybe a combined AoE into the backline of Headhunters, but we don't see them yet. This build, these Frenzy Ghouls late game destroyed focus at CC Masters.
That was a 6 series. That is where I started wondering, is Frenzy Ghouls perhaps the new meta?
Player's forces are under
Happy
attack.
said that Frenzy Ghouls normally only work if they come as a surprise. If the Orc is prepared against them, especially with a TC, they can fall off. But this
Lin is
TC
not.
is going to be stuck low level for a long time.
There's not much experience left on the map. The item was sold already, but the second big red spot item goes to Lin. Katka's Pipe, nope. Hammer of Valor, also okay for the Blade Master, of course. Who has the orb now, Lich as well.
Happy's so close to big level ups.
Invo Potion and Heal Scroll as well.
Oh, find the Creep Jack from the back.
Okay, don't forget about the Wand of the Wind. Can come as a little bit of a surprise if we didn't check the inventory, which we definitely should. We do have damage mitigation with Curse. Must be applied on the Blade Master immediately. And here's the Wand of the Wind. No healing for Happy right now.
Kodo gets the Devour off there on one Fiend as well. That was pretty nice. Happy aiming for the heroes now next. The Shadowhunter in a bit of trouble. Blade Master getting slept, but Lin is fighting a really good fight. But now the focus is coming in. But the TP was still there. And with that, the Orc army disappears.
There was 2 charges of the Wand of the Wind. One still remaining for that one clutch moment that is about to happen. TC did not get level 2. 4 and 3 on the undead side. Aura about to come up as well. Happy.
Good Acolyte Scout. It's going to see the tiny out down here.
Oh, wow.
And that could get punished, perhaps.
He is on
Big
the other
level
side of the
ups.
map, though.
DK hit 4, Lich hit 3, Dreadlord's about to hit 2.
Okay, it's nighttime.
A player's forces are
Happy's
under
on the other side of the map. Maybe a pit stop at the shop for another invul.
Another claws. Jesus Christ, these claws.
At the moment, they don't do too much anymore. It's on the Dreadlord. But its cost was 9, huh? So that does help a little. Plus 25. And this attack speed as well.
That's a lot of ghouls coming in. Did the Acolyte see it? That's the question.
Yeah.
Doesn't
As
look
I
like he
said,
did.
It's nighttime. I don't think so. Maybe a fight for the shop. Blade Master did not get the invul and got level 4. Big level 2 crit. The damage, he doesn't stack the damage too high. Plus 7, plus 12 only with the orb. And we have our next big fight coming in. Disables the Blade Master.
Lich full mana, looking for the big Nova. Kodo could be a decent target, or what's he going for? Berserkers instead.
Okay, the ghouls do crazy damage to Raiders and Berserkers. 2 Banshees split, but the Lich is under pressure. Here's the Wand of the Wind again, and the Lich seems naked. The Lich is dead again! The damage dealer is taken out, but we're fighting close to the tavern. Can he buy him back? Level 3, super expensive. He needs to get this Lich back, otherwise there's no control.
Absolutely. Necessary buyback here of the Lich. Happy. Did he get him? I don't think so.
Yes, he did. Otherwise, it would be grayed
yeah,
out.
yeah.
He is back, but at 50%. No disable anymore from the Wand. The Banshees are about to fall. Supply is still quite equal. This Lich, man, you cannot measure him in gold nor supply. What this Lich is lifting is absolutely crazy.
Shadowhunter?
Isn't it
Surrounded!
surround? Sleep applied, but now he wakes him up. The ghouls are about to fall, but the Shadowhunter falls nonetheless. And now Lin is in trouble. Now Lin has no healing. Now Lin has no disable. Oh, sorry, Stomp, of course, but only limited. That was the last one.
This grunt's gonna fall as well. Lin still with a supply lead, still in upkeep, still mining at the expansion, but Happy must have seen this by now.
He did. Acolyte is harassing already, and Happy goes straight to the bottom right. Lin could TP, Lin could go for the speed scroll or just run down, but Happy has some free damage to apply, that's for sure. Must not be enough for the Great Hall, but it chases the peons away before the War Chief engages again. The TC still not level 3, far away.
Is he really going to try without the Shadow Hunter? That looks very scary.
Okay, he's going for it. More and more ghouls coming in. Lin seemingly has no answer to them yet. Nova hits big, and Lin is losing more of his end snares. How does he want to disable this undead army?
Satsu getting taken out. Blade Master might be in a bit of trouble, though. Has to be careful. No invul for him anymore. No invul anywhere. Oh, excuse me, the DK actually has one. But these Frenzy Ghouls, they're tearing through the back line. TC doesn't have the Stomps anymore, and Happy is winning this fight.
We have another statue coming in. By the way, we go Carrion Swarm, not Aura. Interesting choice, but might come in as a surprise during a nuke. Lin might expect Coil Nova, but does he expect Coil Nova Carrion Swarm?
Probably not. Lin was trying to hold the expansion, trying to buy time for the Shadow Hunter.
Doesn't
He
work.
should be back kind of soon.
Ghouls are great against buildings. 400 gold still in the bank. He just used it on something big.
Oh, Spirit Link is coming in now. That's a big deal. The late game protection from that, plus Dispel from the Walkers. But Happy must have Destroyers already.
To dispel the Spirit Link.
Destroyer
Okay.
upgrade, that is.
The tiny Great Hall killed.
Invul on the Lich. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I think that was too big over risk, not going for the Invul. But how smart by Lin to realize that the Lich is, you know, exposed,
Yeah,
can be exposed.
He sees that one weakness, and he jumps on it. Shadow Hunter's back. Level 4 is about to be there. Blade Master approaching level 5, slowly
And
but steady.
Lich level close to 4 as well, by the way. With Frenzy
go.
Ghouls on the field, it's really quite beneficial
Whoa.
late game.
Dreadlord goes for the Carrion Swarm level 2 over the cheaper sleep.
I guess he wants to assassinate the backline really
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah, the double AoE. That must be his target. We've seen Carrion Swarm before, winning games on this very map.
Shadow Hunter, not decent mana, actually decent mana.
We have a Destroyer. We have the Dispel against the Spirit Link. 55 versus 50. Big fight coming in.
Happy with a lot of gold. Didn't spend it yet.
Expansion coming.
There it goes. That's where the gold is going.
A player's forces are under attack.
And we have that big fight. The Stomp was really good this time. Can he get that follow-up? Number of Headhunters not too impressive. The Carrion Swarm is going for the Shadow Hunter. Has to heal himself. This is not too much mana on him anymore. 2 more. And no hacks with this pool. But oh my god, look at this AoE. He just wiped out almost the entire backline. But what about the front row? Can he control the TC and the Blade Master? He's just aiming for the healer. Is there another nuke? He has a lot of mana on the DK. Shadow Hunter out of the fight.
Lots of kills here going both ways. Lich level 4, DK close to 5. This would make these heroes even scarier. DK so much mana, by the way. So many coils still available for nuke.
Doesn't want to use it aggressively, I guess. Only for the defense. Shadowhunter's coming in with the clarity. Could nuke him right away. There is Nova
Oh!
Coil, but the level up and the heal wave needs more follow-up damage.
Oh,
Speed scroll
speed
coming
scroll.
in. Needs another long-range coil, but backs off. Shadowhunter again out of the fight. The next coil needs to be used on the Dreadlord, but he barely misses the DK with the Storm. That could have been it. Now more control on the Blade Master, but woken up immediately. Sleep doesn't work against Lin. He's just too good.
More coils are available. DK very close to 5. Same is the case for the Blade Master. Shadow coming in on low HP again. This is dangerous.
Oh, the Storm on the Dreadlord. He needs another coil. Is he in time?
Oh!
Yes, he is! Last second coil. Oh my god. Lich is still doing crazy damage. The next Walker is falling. Blade Master levels up to level 5. Critical Strike level 3 coming in. The Dreadlord is the target. The Lich, oh my god, leads the Invul once again. 10 HP and the chase and the Shadowhunter is once again there. How much mana is there still left for the DK? A lot. And he saves that Lich again before the Invul wears off. 39 versus 39 supply. This is as close as it gets.
260 crits. Gonna take out the statue as well. The Lich almost fell. He eats the ghoul, gets the mana, has the Nova. But the Blade Master back into the shadows. Invul, extremely important. Should be able to get it on the Blade Master. Who gets the
Gonna
Invul?
get it. Blade got it.
Forces are under
Blade got it. And the Shadowhunter survived 3 times.
Jesus Christ.
But Happy got the expo up. Not fully mining. Blade Master will take out more acolytes. Happy did not protect them at all. But he got the
Invul is on
extra
cooldown.
mining.
Invul is on cooldown right here.
Uh-oh, reveal.
Uh-oh! Should be able to-
Nova
Oh,
and
sleep!
sleep can't get out of that one.
Eats the ghoul. Nova ready. Blade Master dead!
Boom!
Didn't remember about the invul cooldown.
One mistake by Lin. And what did we say before the series started? It's about who does less mistakes. Again, equal supply. What
Has to
a
have a
nail
revive.
biter.
Has to have a revive, but he doesn't have the money. And no heal cells either. He's gonna be using one of his few heal waves.
GG!
GG!
That's about it. Happy ties up the series. This was exactly what I was hoping for. Seeing this match on paper, these fights, this control. Happy, this complete masochistic madman, letting the Lich drop to what was that? 2 HP before the coils came in?
And if that damage roll is a little bit higher on the crit, he gets that kill.
Headset dropping action here in Shanghai.
I kind of jumped out of my seat right there, and the headset didn't make the journey upwards. That was amazing play. This is kind of what he showed against Focus, at least somewhat similar. Late game Frenzy Ghouls. The late game strength of Orc is that Berserkers are really good to protect your Spirit Link, and Spirit Link makes all your heroes stronger. And Destroyers aren't that good in general, and the Fiends have a tendency of getting stomped all the time. But if you go for Frenzy Ghouls, suddenly you can protect your Destroyers. Suddenly there is no Spirit Link that's always enabled. Happy.
The best of the best meeting each other now on Terranas Stand. One of the best Orc maps we have left in the pool. Lin about... Oh, what am I saying? Lin might take the lead again here in the last Frozen Throne World Championship.
All things considered though, Lin's early game plan didn't work out at all, and he fought his way back really, really well into the late game with these high level heroes that you need. It's all about the heroes at the end of the day in this matchup.
And again, he tried to expand twice, and it just didn't work out. It's the old habit, mistake, call it what you want, of Lin in this matchup. We go into map 3. Who's gonna take the lead and who will get the first set of match points? It's either Happy, spawning in the upper left, or Lin, the bottom right. Both could crown a phenomenal year, especially for Lin. His rise started in September again. After a little drought, I think in the first half of 2019, we saw the weakest Lin we've had in a long time.
Yep.
But then he came back out of nowhere.
In the second half, he's once again looking extremely, extremely strong. This is the kind of final that I was hoping for. If map 2, the intensity and closeness continues throughout the rest of the series, we're going to be blessed with one hell of a match here.
This micro already displayed on map 2. Like,
And it's such stressful micro as well. It's not like easy kiting and moving back. Like at the drop of a hat, any hero could die at any point. It's about invuls and silences and sleeps and hexes and snares. Only these two can play it like that.
all right, it's a Blade Master once again. On maps like AZ, TS, you might think of a Shadowhunter first when it's Lin. I mean, Blizzard Invitational, this very map, Shadowhunter first, Lin won and decided the clan war for Korea. Never count that out. And of course, the one guy who knows this is Happy, who lost to the Shadowhunter first. But that was March in 2018.
Shop positioned towards the Merkin. Is he actually going to creep the Merc early?
I think so.
But the Acolyte is here. It's very, very dangerous.
Happy knows he has some time. Both are going for the little item from the Apprentice Wizards.
Classic Terranas early is this item being grabbed here first and then going towards the middle, battling for the creeps there.
Yeah, and it looks like Lin is doing that. Or did he find... No. A new way to trigger Lightning Shield or whatever. Confirms DK is coming in as well. DK and Skeletons versus Blade Master and Grunts. The good thing is we have a Cloak of Shadows.
Yep.
He's hiding, and just with that, preventing the Blade Master from creeping this, because the coil could arrive at any time.
Blade Master could, of course, opt for both these. The reason why you want to go for these is because claws can drop from these Wizards. Skeletons took out the rest of the green camp. That's a little bit more experience for the DK.
Player's forces
Slightly
are under
ahead now in experience.
Again, the normal Ted Fiend opening. DK is here.
Almost walking into surround.
Yeah,
right there.
that was real close. Slowing Lin down, trading a couple of hits.
Oh, the grunt.
I think he got that. And against. How does he want to play around the coil now? Ooh, wait, that's a surround right here.
Yeah, but he's in there.
Lin's getting slowed down a lot. This is so annoying for Lin now.
Skeletons are ready again. You can summon more. Oh, Lin gets it both.
Yeah.
Why didn't Happy coil that?
I was a little surprised by that as well. The Fiend came in. Maybe he wanted to wait for the next Fiend shot and then coil to get more than the 100 damage threshold.
Oh, and now Happy gives the rest away to the Blade Master as well.
What's he doing instead?
He's gonna creep the green Kobold down there, and then, if he has the time, go for the natural High Priest, perhaps.
He needs the skeleton, right?
But this is a very predictable
Player's
play.
forces
Lin
are
should
under
expect
attack.
this. But he may give this away freely and can steal the Merc camp away from the undead side. Lin, I think, knows exactly what's happening, but
Yeah.
he's glad to trade it like this.
Okay, ring. Not that great, and you're absolutely right. The big consumable could be a big mana potion. We have a Berserker for Lin in the addition as well. And
Fiend for Happy is scouting this, but
Yeah.
can he really do anything about that?
okay, the big item is still up for grabs.
Oh, Telestaff would be pretty sweet now with the DK. But if Lin just walks away. Alright,
I think
that
this,
Fiend scout, really, really important.
this
Player's
item
forces are under attack.
is a little more important to Happy at level 2 than harassing the Blade Master, keeping the Blade Master low. We have a Nerubian Tower, we have 2 Fiends in the base. Don't want to expose them too early. And one of the biggest drops, the Pendant of Energy,
Ding, ding,
goes to Happy. Again, going far into enemy territory and stealing one of the biggest items.
ding. Speed scroll, looking for a Fiend kill here, perhaps. That is definitely going to be one Fiend kill.
Can the
Or is
DK
it?
arrive? The
Attack.
grunt block is not perfect. Now the Unholy Aura is there and the coil. Unlike on Northern Isles, this is 2 more or less healthy Fiends.
Is the DK gonna look for the rundown here? Might be able to kill one of the grunts.
Goes for the Slaughterhouse first, delays the statues.
Walks into the slow range. That's a little bit dangerous. Has to pop the big invul.
That was a little unnecessary, I feel. Is it worth it trading the big invul? You have to get a Fiend with it as well, right? Uh-oh.
I think it's the Lich timing that surprised him there. If he doesn't go for the invul, the Nova's gonna kill him.
Yeah. But Happy decides to go for Frost Armor.
A player's
More
forces
reliable way for the mid and late game. So, Lightning Shield creep now. Far from perfect, actually.
But still good experience for the Shadowhunter. But Blade Master here finds himself now on tier 2, being far away from level 3 actually.
Oh, next Lightning Shield. This does hurt, and Lin's army is already quite hurt. Scroll the Beast for him, double ring.
For the Pit Lord, could be really nice. We saw Dreadlord game 1, but
Player's forces
if Happy goes more into a mass Fiend game, normally he prefers Pit Lord.
Double Slipper is really good. Scroll the Beast. Decent to... can be good for the Blade. So Happy, what's the second item here?
Question is, Happy, does he go more into Fiends or is he going to switch into Frenzy Ghouls? Or did
Yeah.
he feel that game 2 was such a special game where he could make Frenzy Ghouls work? Still, yeah, when we talked to him, he said it's not really a very good strategy when everything is going normally, basically.
A player's forces are under
Heavy,
attack.
heavy, heavy creeping now. On the way to tier 3, of course. Both of them.
Is he going to go for Shredder? That would be weird. No. Too expensive.
I thought for a second he goes for the Infi play and goes for a Zeppelin. Because I, as Happy, would definitely not expect this from Lin.
Third ring for Happy, by the way. Lots of armor.
WFZ sends his greetings.
With triple ring, it feels pretty tempting to play Pit Lord.
Player's forces are under
Throw
attack.
3 or 2 rings on him, give him frost armor. That Pit
Yeah.
Lord's going to be super tanky.
Yeah. Banshees early again.
Wait a minute. How many fiends is this? I think it's 4, right? Yeah, okay. So no Frenzy Ghouls.
Why does 4 Fiends mean no Frenzy build?
You always want 3 Fiends in the beginning for decent creeping in the mid game, and then you have the choice. If you do want to transition to Frenzy Ghouls, you do it right after that. The 4th Fiend doesn't really give you that much compared to the 3, and you have to start transitioning at one point.
Alright. Level 2 Windwalk. Over level 2 crit. This might be exposed if Lin smells this. Happy is pretty broke without the 3rd hero. Okay. Is able to creep this without being punished though. Taskmaster falls. Robe of the Magi. Okay, this one's good. More mana, more damage on the Lich. Who will not be as crazy as he was on the 2 previous maps. So every little bit of damage helps. Happy?
Zeppelin.
It is the Zeppelin. Okay. The one Ziggurat is far to the back. We do have 2 towers already.
Yeah, he's expecting this.
There's not much surface area at all.
He's gonna drop into the base, into the back, into the Haunted. How quickly does Happy see this is the question.
He is on the middle of the map.
Are under attack.
Just got his 3rd hero. He sees it now. Can he repair? Oh, TP immediately. Scroll of the Beast, though. There's no dispel against that. Hex on the Acolyte to actually prevent this. Oh, heal wave. This is a lot of damage, but I guess Lin is forced to retreat. No, he's going full through with this. He will get the Haunted, which is dead. Wait, there's no TP. Oh, there is. Oh, sorry. Just was used already when I looked at the upper right. Okay, that hurt. Great execution.
Yeah.
Happy did not expect this. This was pretty much perfect with the Scroll of the Beast.
And that scroll actually makes that doable.
Yeah. Maybe he found it and then thought, okay, it's Zeppelin time now. Happy and Terran stand versus Linman. It's not, they are not going to be friends anymore. He has to wait for the TP now to get out, I guess. So he's stuck there as well. Free creeping for TC and Shadowhunter.
Yeah. Lin gets himself nicely ahead with a bit of a cheesy play right there. Gonna get the levels now as well.
And that's why he's the greatest. He can fight you straight on if he feels like it. Then against Happy, he might be in a little bit of a disadvantage. But he also has moves like this. He's so omnipotent.
They can go for a Telly Staff for consistent harass now if he wants.
Attack.
Yeah, there we go.
This is a rather, this is super late expansion for Lin styles though, right? I mean, maybe with the Haunted Goldmine kill, this is enough for him to get ahead? Oh, sees the Blade Master, nice. Well, what to do now? Happy seems a little indecisive. Moved back first, then moving south to punish this TCSH creeping.
Yeah, that's already a 13 supply lead here for Lin. It's looking great for him, obviously, with killing the Haunted earlier.
He needs, Happy needs to hope for another Lin mistake, and this is the situation where you never want to be in. Telestaff, love that play. So mobile.
Kind of surprised Lin isn't contesting the bottom left. Instead, he's gonna give Happy bottom left and gonna attack, or gonna creep the top right instead. Oh, Zeppelin, this would be a nice catch, but nighttime.
If he has web by now, he has to use a lot of resources to get his echo back up.
Yeah.
This might be 1,000 gold difference by now.
Yeah, should be something like that.
A player's forces are under attack.
Throw the Beast again. Let's do it. Let's do it again. But Lin is a little greedy, not breaking upkeep, wants to get the most out of no upkeep.
But this game is looking so good for Lin. If he solo creeps with the TC here, he's gonna be level 3 TC before the first big fight. That is perfect. He's not solo creeping him though. I feel like that's a missed opportunity.
Book of the Dead as well. No dispel for Happy, and Lin keeps on finding things he can dispel. 700 gold for the Korean.
This might be attack into the main again. Look for as much damage as you can. TP out, and then back it up with a tiny Great Hall on your side of the map.
This looks a lot closer
Player's
to
forces are under
Echo
attack.
Isles with the addition of the Zeppelin drop and the Book of the Dead, and that's the statue for free. Happy is trying to get every unit together that he can, but actually, okay, the skeletons take it out. Nova to engage, it's the Pit Lord
And how good was
trying
this?
to get the Howl in, but
How good was that from Lin? He kills the statue, forces the TP, buys time for the towers in the south, and all he lost was a speed scroll.
Yeah.
He staffs back,
Yeah.
tiny great hall, boom.
So quick, so efficient. Just one action after the next.
Super strong play. Super strong play by Lin.
Okay. This is also heavily fortified. Double tower plus burrow. And the fast tiny greater plus the TC is 1 kill away from Stomp level 2. Happy. What can you do now? Need a little miracle in the next fight.
Player's forces are
Otherwise
under
it looks exactly like Echo.
Zeppelin is probably... Does he have web?
I'm not too sure.
I don't think so.
Still no web. Okay, that's level 3. Counter expansion.
It's of course going to be quite a bit later than the Orcs, where Lin is already banking up gold.
Yeah, he can explode into 60-65 supply plus potions.
Or I would love to see a transition. Go into walkers right now.
forces are under attack.
Lumber is easily there for Lin. He's got the hero levels. He's got the expansion. Now he needs to make a transition. Raiders and grunts in the late game, not really very good anymore. You want berserkers and walkers instead.
And now Happy feels forced into an upgrade that he doesn't really need in this matchup because there's very likely no Wyvern. And he just feels that way because of this one Zeppelin. In a moment where he really wants more army. Invo Potion is on the Lich. Rings on DK and Lich, not on the Pit Lord, because there's most likely not going to be a straight up fight.
Raiders ready for the drop.
Yeah. Love that he splits this as well. Not committing his entire army.
Oh, he's gonna go for his second Zeppelin. Fly into the main, and in the meantime, drop the Raiders at the expansion.
Tandem attacks. This is so much Warcraft intellect that Lin is displaying right now. It's not the most flashy play. It's not the crazy fights that we've seen on map 2. But this is beautiful.
Yeah, playing it smart. It's all about the win, no matter how you get there.
Yeah.
It's about the W at the end of the day.
He's preparing the bottom left already. Maybe for another Great Hall.
Yeah, setting up a shop there. When it finishes, goes for the next tiny.
Okay. Lin is going for that fight and Happy. Oh, that dodge was great. He did barely hit anything, only the Lich. It's a weird timing for Lin to start this fight. Kodo has not eaten heavy damage on it though. Lich a little exposed, so is the Shadow Hunter, the target of game 2.
The Raiders, they take out the expansion. And that's the most important kill here.
Statue's being taken out as well. More damage. He got the web, but no repair by Happy. He seems a little overwhelmed. And all the end snares. All the end snares preventing the repair now. And what did he lose again? It doesn't feel like much. Still at 65. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually didn't lose anything. Happy's mining interrupted once again. Blade Master close to level 4. Lin is playing cat and mouse with Happy.
Chat under also so much mana still left, so much healing still to be done. Happy, barely any units remaining. Kono's gonna fall. That's a big deal actually. And Lin's losses are starting to accumulate. Maybe it's time to TP out of this pretty soon.
Another Raider falls. Coil arrives in time. Now the Walkers with the Spirit Link. Big upgrade. There's also a lot of coils left for the DK.
Yep.
Like
Healing
a lot,
still looking good on both sides. Finally, Banshee's coming back in again. That one needs to apply the curse. But look how he's ensnaring the Banshee, not letting her into range of the Blade Master.
Really smart. This control, this positioning of the blade. And now he cuts through the Fiends like crazy. Statue again ensnared. Everything that joins the fight is getting ensnared.
And the heroes are picking it off. Lin with a masterclass game of Orc versus Undead here, getting further and further ahead. Happy down to 34 supply only. Yeah. It's the heroes really, not much else that is left. All started with the snipe of the Haunted Goldmine.
It's so impressive. It's so impressive how he finds this opening against Happy. And okay, this Pit Lord, despite all the rings, will fall. And that means no Howl. He's dropping so hard on supply, and that's match points for Lin. He's been so close once in 2016, and he's just one map away from finally accomplishing this dream of a Gold League win. He knows the series is not over.
That was the best orc map. I have to keep that in mind. Echo is also pretty good, but Terranos, especially for triple hero, creeping, run-bys, base drops. And most
So
importantly
what's left
expanding.
is CH and
LR.
LR. Ooh, I'm looking forward to LR. It's gonna be the next one, I guess.
Yeah, most likely. Should expect for Happy here to go to LR next. Concealed normally, always pretty popular with the orcs. Not only is it the fountains, but also red camp, snipes. We've seen that plenty of times before. Happy now against the ropes, under pressure, but he's been here before. Normally, he doesn't fall to the pressure. We can still expect the highest level of play here from him, so it's important for Lin not to get complacent. You have the 2-1 lead. It's easy to like bask in the memory of this last game and be like, oh my god, I played so well. I killed his Haunted, got ahead little by little, really methodical, not overextending ever, taking it one step at a time. He could have taken bigger risks, but he didn't want to, and he didn't need to.
Is Last Refuge maybe the most down the line map that we have? On some maps there's just one shop where there's control and the steal of the invul potions is super important. Then here we had the Zeppelin thing that you could use. On Concealed Hill there's the Concealed Hill with the big item. There's also the fountains that you can use. Is Last Refuge just this?
It's pretty straight up, I would say. We're gonna see fast Blade Master versus fast DK creeping for certain, and then second heroes coming out trying to keep up with the creep speed. It's a big map though. Doesn't oftentimes feel like that because the distances aren't so long, but it branches out towards the sides quite a bit. There's a lot of creeps to be taken also late into the game. That's especially good for a TC. Expansion is doable, but not too easy. All in all, pretty balanced map. You could say in the late game it gets a little congested, a lot of narrow passageways. But as we saw, Orc normally late goes into more ranged anyways. So yeah, I'm expecting a pretty straight up game here. If we put ourselves in Happy's shoes, the game that worked out the best was with Frenzy Ghouls. However, again, keep on coming back to this. Happy seems to think that that style is not really playable with a normal transition. Something needs to go weirdly wrong, kind of, for one of the players. But yeah, the Spirit Link especially. I feel like having the Spirit Link in the late game is such a big addition. And if you don't have the Frenzy Ghouls to protect the destroyers in the air, then especially players like Lin can make great use of that powerful buff onto the heroes especially.
It feels like Lin is mixing them in a little earlier.
Yeah.
And that might make the difference. Happy under pressure. One more loss and he loses the championship. He loses the title as the world champion that he holds since July. What does it do? Lin. Can he bring honor back to the Horde? The last Orc champion was Fly in January 2017. At Super GCS, that was just a 4-player Chinese tournament though. GCS Spring was the last championship for Orcs, and that is quite some time ago. End of 2016. Oh, that was not World Cyber Arena 2016 with Lin, of course, in December. But yeah, it's been 3 years since we've had an Orc champion in a major tournament. And now we're one map away. Undeads understand that. Night Elves understand that position. We've all been there. The drought might be over, and the War Chief leads them to victory.
Lin now very close to satisfying his own very high expectations. He said anything other than first place is going to be a disappointment for him. And now, one step away. Blade Master it is again. We have seen absolutely zero Farseer play here so far. And I guess at this point there's no reason to expect it anymore.
Maybe in the final game, you know? Just
That would be so surprising. Also for Happy.
yeah, just because of that.
It would be pretty cool if he puts it all on the line. On the Farseer and the Woofies.
Alright, So far, so standard. Where do we go from here?
Should be a pretty slow early game. Normally we see creeping first at the Claws camp or the High Priest camp. Level 2 early on, and sniping Claws is basically what both these guys want to do. Ideally on the enemy side of the map. It is going to be a fast tech.
I'm really curious if at like the mid game or something, if Happy is preparing for another Zeppelin drop. He did that against Infi because he fell to Infi 1 week prior. Lin now cheesing once with the Zeppelin drop. Happy must now be ready for it at all times.
Yeah, but I think what really triggered that was the Soul of the Beast. Otherwise, the Haunted probably doesn't die. And getting Zeppelin access on this map is not easy. The lab is pretty damn hard to creep, actually. Like, you need both heroes, certainly, Blade Master and Shadow, to creep that. And with 3 grunts only, it's still not going to be that easy. And again, ideally, Blade Master wants to give solo experience instead to the Shadow Hunter to get that level 3 going quickly. Both at 1.5 here, basically. Lots of gloves, by the way, this series for the Blade Master. Hasn't found too many. Well, yes, he's found some claws.
We haven't seen the crazy crits bursting out yet. The unpredictable chaos factor for the Orc. And again, a claw for Happy. In the interview, he said he wishes himself a lot of good drops. He can't complain, but that goes for both sides.
Sentries and claws, that's pretty good. And here comes the level 2 now. Nice grunt positioning. Really defensive sentry. That's a little surprising. I guess wanted to cover his camp here, wanted to make sure he got level 2 without interruption. Level 2 without interruption is also what the Blade Master is getting. DK just a little bit too late to steal that last hit. It's going to be a very obvious sentry.
Yeah.
There could be an easy D word there for Lin.
Lin definitely knows, can reveal this with a Witch Doctor or just dust. And the Redraw Potion now, of course, great. Get some HP back without having to buy more selves or use more selves. Tier 2 tech on both sides, about to finish. So then, the question is again...
Early Frenzy Ghouls. Okay. Happy before said this doesn't really work. Unless it comes as a surprise.
There's quite some time to scout this. What I want to say was, the question is, Shadowhunter or TC again? So seeing this, if he sees it, could trigger a TC? Or do you want to go that far away from your original game plan? Quite some questions. Okay, he knows.
Just have to get this round. This would be a big one.
Oh, doesn't look too good. Can't get in front. Now the DK.
But Blade Master's close by. He can pop him out.
Yeah. But he's quite hurt. Still got blocked. There we go. 2 grunts here. Blade Master seems like doesn't want to commit. Has an invul. Ooh, I don't know if that's too good for Happy.
Okay. But he falls back. Costs the DK, however, a lot of health and mana.
Yeah.
Shadowhunter coming out with Hex could be really dangerous. Double Bestiary. TC.
TC. Double Beastery TC. Is it Mass Wyvern? Is it Mass Raiders?
Should be Wind Riders. And yeah, obviously, ghouls can't shoot up. So Wind Riders can't be countered by them, but can be countered by a few Fiends thrown into the mix.
Right, will he go for the good old Dovak build?
Oh, Sentry sees the blade. Backstab into crit.
Of damage, that's the dream. He has a speed scroll, has the invul, the observer points it out. Lich comes in with the frost armor that might save the DK's life. This ghoul play isn't working out as Happy intends it to be. And that's when his tournament life and the championship is on the line.
Really good experience here for the TC. The natural, always a welcome camp to go for right away. And it's Raiders to start with.
He will not fight. He does not want to fight.
Oh, DK coil. Oh, did he get it?
Not sure.
Yeah.
I think so.
TC did not get it.
A player's forces are under attack.
What is it? Raider into Wyvern transition. It's really tough to say. Happy sees the need for aggression. Wants to keep the TC low, but okay. At the moment, no Storm. So he can predict pretty much everything except the crit.
Okay, pretty low HP. This ensnare is probably gonna trigger a TP.
Happy slips once. Lin is the world champion.
Speed scroll.
Oh, a little indecisive again. Waiting for the end snare. Plate Master is in the best position possible. We're just waiting for it. Is it flying? On the lich. Okay, there is Frost Armor.
Anti-surround. Gets him out of there.
Nicely done without the TP. But it's forced to a coil soon.
Close.
I guess he's trying to dance out of it. And so far, it's
Second
working.
speed
But
scroll.
for how long? Yeah, he can't get out anymore. Happy triggering some good items, but he can't prevent the TP for so long! The coil! It was too greedy! Not going for the TP was the mistake. The first hero is down, and we said it! It's all about mistakes, and that's the second one! Double hero kill for Lin June Park on the way to his first Gold League!
He must have been smashing that TP button, but it wasn't in time. And with that now, painful deficit, and Happy walking into the creeps as well.
More
What's
mistakes. Happy is completely overwhelmed. He lost his calm, he lost his concentration, and he is about to lose his world championship.
If the Ultra falls, no Lich coming back, that's another catastrophe.
Mass repair, but Ensnare is there. Ensnare disables it, Stomp against it. There's no way to get this Lich back. At the moment, he gets a Raider, okay, but that doesn't do too much.
TC?
Oh, surround, Happy. Fighting like crazy, there's a big invul, pops him out with the blade. Is he overconfident? No. Lin, pretty much flawless. As he was throughout the entire tournament. Pretty much flawless. Expo on the way, hero level advantage.
Forces are under attack.
Everything goes according to plan for the Korean.
Happy needs some more kills. Needs some more surrounds. He needs this TC kill, I think, is what he needs.
But how? There's a heal wave running. Lin moves him back. Has to use the coil defensively to keep the few ghouls up that he has. This ghoul play... No.
28 supply. That's all that Happy has to work with to keep his hopes alive here in this grand final. Lin playing so well around this
Wyvern
style.
now, as he sees Happy has no resources to go into Fiends and Web. And then he can dominate with air. There's also no Nova. He can't snipe this. Okay, this is quite a Hail Mary already. Needs to get this done to keep the smallest chance alive. He needs to get this, but there's Ensnare. There is Stomp. Not using it yet.
It's not enough damage.
Not using it yet. Oh, this is so close. He's losing everything, and he's about to lose the DK as well. But yeah, you're right. It's not enough. The Stronghold, the Town Hall, whatever, the Great Hall will be erected. And what now, Happy? That was quite an all-in. He's at 25 supply. Of course he's not giving this up yet. As long as Undeads have heroes, they will most likely not give up the final game of the biggest tournament of the year. But this looks hopeless.
When we see a player so far behind, we oftentimes say the only way he can come back is hero play. And I think that is what Happy has to look towards.
There's still no Shadowhunter. There's still no heal wave. There's still no Invo Potion. He's creeping for one now.
TC
And that's the
now.
level 3 TC.
Which
If things weren't bad enough before, now they are.
inventory on the Lich is good, and he's gonna get level 2 soon, but
Oh, the blade. Is he going for that Lich? Is he brave enough? He might be brave, but he's not crazy.
Player's forces are under attack.
Lin with all the cards in his hands. How is he gonna play this out? Keeps on creeping. Patience again. Lin not overextending. Not unnecessarily diving into the main or something like that.
Creeping slowly but steady. Trying to go for the level 4s, for the crit, for the aura. Both not have tos, but nice to have for sure. And the damage is increasing so fast.
That lab is opened up. Is it time for Zeppelin perhaps again?
Well, fireworks to end the day. Why not? He's looking for Zeppelins.
Yeah, Happy's expecting it. But Happy is stuck in his main. How is he supposed to leave?
Still no Nova. How do you want to kill heroes without the Nova? DK, Lin going for the throat, going for the championship. Here comes the stun. For 4 seconds, there's no invul, there's no TP, there is no DK, and there is absolutely no hope left for Happy. Again, this looks like Groundhog Day. The DK falls, the Lid's in trouble, the end snares, the arrows raining on that second hero, and Happy is playing StarCraft again. GG! The new world champion, the last Frozen Throne world champion after a 3-year drought is Lin.
What a performance by him this tournament. He gets the 3-1 in the final, making it only 3 map losses for him to get the title here. The trophy is now his, and finally he gets one again. One big victory, Lin. It has been long overdue. The king of the orcs is back, and he's our world champion.
Happy played a great tournament, not taking anything away from him, but in this week here, this last November week in Shanghai, there was one player who overshadowed everyone. No one was able to beat him. Not a single series. He lost 3 maps this entire tournament.
Yeah. $35,000 first place, all the prestige in the world, and the right to call yourself world champion. Lin, he had high hopes, high aspirations for himself. He was ambitious again. Finally, after what seemed like quite a while, after a disappointing finish last WGL, only 9th to 12th, he gets the first place here. Gets the revenge against Happy as well, which feels good, where he had the loss at the last WGL. Finally, an orc again getting the world championship title. It feels like it's been forever.
3 years, pretty much exactly 3 years, 1 week less. That was his WCA win. That was already not the highest prestige tournament. It was overshadowed by GCS quite the entire time. I think it always felt like this loss against 1-0 in the grand final of GCS Fall, that impacted him a little. Since then, of course, a few changes came in with balance and all, but it was never the same Lin afterwards until September of 2019, when it felt like the shadow that was hanging over him was gone, and he was not revolutionizing, but influencing pretty much every matchup. We saw it here with the TC play that no one ever does on Tier 2. We see it against Human, where he constantly brings in new builds.
此时此刻，我想问一下冠军，冠军您好，有什么想和我们分享的吗？
우승하셨는데 혹시 우승 소감 한마디 해주세요.
아, 기분이 너무 좋고요. 꿈만 같았는데 현실로 오니까 당황스럽네요.
非常开心可以拿到这个冠军，而且他现在感觉就像做梦一样，不敢相信这是现实。
是的，那问一下我们的冠军大人啊，他现在有25万元的奖金，准备怎么花呀？
상금 어떻게 쓰실 예정이세요?
뭐 와이프랑 같이 미래를 위해서 저축하겠습니다.
是为了未来跟妻子一起攒下这笔奖金。
哇，真的是好男人。其实我们知道令呢，他也是秀恩爱的一把手啊。我来问一下令，作为成都女婿，有什么心得要跟我们分享一下呢？
그 중국 와이프랑 결혼하셨는데 혹시 한마디 하시고 싶은 말 있으세요?
와이프가 정말 좋고요. 제가 게임할 때 항상 옆에서 도와줘서 오늘 우승할 수 있었던 것 같습니다. 감사합니다.
就是他觉得他的妻子是非常好的妻子，每次他在准备比赛、打游戏的时候，都会在旁边一直照顾他，然后一直帮助他，非常感谢。
那还有什么要对支持您的观众所说的吗？
팬들한테 한마디.
今天来现场的观众们，谢谢大家。我就是给你们看好一点的、好看的比赛，然后我准备了充分，然后我拿了冠军，我今天特别开心，谢谢你们。
我们再次把掌声送给令，同时再一次请令捧起属于你的奖杯。我们把时间交给现场的摄像师，有请令捧起您的奖杯。那么，2019电竞上海大师赛第3天的比赛已经全部都结束了，明天将要进行的是守望先锋大师邀请赛。再一次感谢2019电竞上海大师赛的主办方上海市体育总会、静安区人民政府，承办方哔哩哔哩电竞、上海大宁集团、上海市电子竞技体育协会，同时也要感谢我们的合作伙伴招商银行上海分行、毕马威中国和上海联通。再一次感谢今天到场的所有观众以及收看直播的各位观众，感谢你们的支持，让我们明天再见。
Okay, here we are once again. What I wanted to say is that Lin pretty much influenced, revolutionized every matchup, and was following the one matchup where another one was influential. That was the Orc Mirror. He is the player of the moment. It was the perfect tournament at the perfect time, and he just used his chance so marvelously. It feels like here at the Gold Series we always have the deserved winner, and that's so great to see.
Yeah, and this time it was definitely him. Absolutely correct that his shape came into the perfect time here towards the end of the year. Hopefully he can maintain this shape, something that Lin has had issues with before. But if he keeps on playing like this, next year with 3-4 is going to be looking really good for him. He has said before he wants to overtake Moon in overall career earnings. And if the next year continues like that, he's on a good way.
Absolutely. The War Chief brought back glory to the Horde. The King of Orcs is the world champion. Neo and Remo say goodbye from Shanghai. I hope you enjoyed it. WGL Winter is over. Reforged is coming, and 2020 is going to be hot. Check out backtowarcraft.com for more Warcraft 3 esports, and follow twitch.tv/Warcraft 3 for more Blizzard competition. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend.